apologize for the wind if it's bad today. Um, it has been a little while since I've actually posted anything. I've got a lot of video. Unfortunately, life has gotten in the way, and I haven't had a ton of time to render and edit and all the good stuff that comes along with video editing. So I'm going to put together a little montage for you guys today. It's Sunday. I'm hoping I'll get all the video completed this evening and maybe posted tonight, early Monday if not. But it'll kind of take you through some of the challenges that I've run into this June fighting very little rain. I think altogether I may have gotten close to 2.5 inches, 3 at the very most. Nothing substantial for considering that we really didn't get much rain in May either. So I'm fighting some heat stress, but all in all the lawn actually is doing pretty well. There's some trouble spots. I've got some updates on the plugger and how those are doing. Actually they're looking pretty good. They haven't been affected as much as the other areas. So let's talk a little bit about where the lawn is and where we're hoping to get it over the next couple of weeks. So as we're kind of looking through this video, a couple things that have happened. My daughter finished up her junior year. Of course, with that comes lots of adjustments to schedules, so I haven't had as much time to really get out and mow as often, and so my lawn schedule, cutting schedule, has been interrupted a little bit. Along with that, we took a vacation. We were out of the country for 7 days, so the lawn went a full week without getting its normal cut. Normally, I was cutting it through May, and into the first part of June, every 3 to 4 days, depending on how the week kind of broke out. So that was a little bit of a shock for the grass, and I'm getting a little bit of browning from the cuts, but I think I'm getting it back down. So June 9th we left the country. We got back that following Saturday. I cut the lawn that Sunday, and you know, the grass was pretty tall, and you know, whenever you're cutting more than 1/3, I think you're always going to run into some problems. On top of that, while we were out of the country, the heat was upwards of 99 to 102 each day. My sprinkling did a pretty good job, but I do have a couple areas that tend to be a little bit tougher, and I was hoping that the next products might help that week of me being gone and really not giving a lot of attention to it. And it did pretty well. There's definitely some areas that I have some concern in. This weekend I cut the grass on Saturday, so I let it go another 6 days and then cut it again. And it was pretty tall, but I did want to give it a chance to kind of recover from that long duration, the heat stress that it was dealing with. We again had another week of upper 90s, 100-degree weather, no rain, and so I did cut it on Saturday, and the videos that you're seeing here are kind of showing just how high the grass was. So it's actively growing, which is great. It's got enough water and nutrients in it that it's going pretty good. I haven't given any Milorganite at all to the lawn since Memorial Day. Well, pardon me, I haven't given Milorganite to it since early spring, and then around Memorial Day I did a 15-15-15 NPK, just the Scots or whatever treatment, just because I wanted to make sure I had good nutrients going into this hotter weather. I plan on this week or this coming weekend to put down another full application of Milorganite, and that'll probably be the last application that we'll put down for the summertime. We'll hit it again in the fall. So with that said, the grass is looking pretty good. I have treated the backyard in some of the dry spots where I got heat stress with a mixture of humic, and I also used microgreen. I think I said it wrong in the video. I have a nice little cutout of that mixture and how I applied it. I also applied it to the front yard where I was having some issues where it's a little bit tougher with the watering. I hand water the very front edge and in between our neighbor's house. So enjoy that video, and I'll leave that at the end of this. So some good things in the backyard. Like I said, the plugging area is looking really good. Here's some video of a couple of those real bad trouble spots that weren't filling in, and they're filling in nicely. The plugs stayed alive. They made it, which is great with the heat and lack of rain. And then the one area where we had sodded last year and it didn't make it through the winter and fall, that whole area is doing really, really well. The Bermuda is really taken off in there, and I treated that back in I guess it would have been early May. I put down an RGS humic mixture per lawn care nut. He had recommended using that and really beefing up that root stimulation and everything else, and I think that really had a pretty nice impact. The grass is a little bit of a different color, but it's still pretty new, so I'm hoping it'll blend a little bit better once it's fully established. If not, we'll just keep hitting it with the Milorganite, maybe treat it with a little iron to darken it up with the rest of the lawn. Let's see, in the pool area, everything is going pretty good. You can definitely see a little bit of scalping from letting it grow out a little bit too much. I'm going to get it back on its regular cycle this week, where I'll probably cut it again, depending on how much it's growing, maybe on Wednesday or Thursday, and that will get me back on a 4 to 5 day schedule this week, and hopefully we'll you know, get it back to nice green and lush that it was. So as always, the beer, I'm drinking a Blue Moon, and it's a great summer drink when you're living in Texas. You get a little bit of that cider, or citrus, excuse me, with a nice cold beer. So to your Sunday evening, if you're not drinking, if you're watching this on Monday, have one on Monday night. Alright guys, well, I have a little bit of bonus content for you. I'm going to be putting down some Humic 12 and some Miracle Green on my front lawn and some of the trouble spots. I'm going to just be using this little dial sprayer that I've had laying around for quite some time. So I'm going to put it down 3 ounces to the gallon. Make sure you give it a good shake, and I'm just combining the two, and then I'll make sure that I give it a good mix when I put it in. So I got a little measuring cup here. Again, 3 ounces. Loosen up. And again, that's Miracle Green. A lot of micronutrients, but it does just give it a little bit of N, so a little bit of nitrogen to help with the keep it green throughout these hot summer days that we're dealing with. I'm telling you, this humic is crazy. I swear it's alive. So again, we're putting down Humic 12, and again, I'm going to put it down at 3 ounces. I got all of this from the Lawn Care Nut, so if you guys are interested, go check him out. He's it's pretty clumpy. I don't know if you guys can see this, but kind of clumpy in there. I don't know if that shows up on the screen or not, but interesting stuff. So again, I'm just going to pour it right in here. Then I'll fill this up, rinse this out. I'll fill this up with water, hook it to the hose, and I'll show you how I spray it down. Alright, just so you guys can see, I have the dial set to 3 ounces per gallon, and I'll just turn on the sprayer. I got a little trigger. This is the area It's really dried up, and I think the humic will really help kind of keep it going, and hopefully we'll get a little rain. Probably won't, but can always be hopeful. So I'm just going to spray this area, and we'll get her taken care of.